Welcome back. It's been a while. I've been really busy trying to get some professional tests done. I feel like I'm back in college. Anyway, did that this morning, so now I can get back into really getting gear to get this project done before I have to deploy. So this is going to be a pretty short one to get started. I got to drill these holes and get this piece mounted. I either need to sharpen that or throw it away. Probably throw it away. Those little tiny things are really hard to sharpen. Bigger bits not so bad. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and mount this little tab here, mount the radio, and then get everything mounted in the box so I can mark where the down rod needs to go. And I'm going to use those M2s, got the M3s. Probably M4 would be the best, but I've got a bunch of these M3s and they'll work. So if I can just find them, not too concerned with it. One of those holes came out in the logo that's on this rack embossed, so I'm just going to skip that. Let's see. Radio's over there. Yeah, this needs to be this way. Yep. Sorry, miss. Yeah, you can't even see that. I'm trying to remember. Yep. How this mounts. How the radio's going to go on here. Get down in there so I can get you closed. So this little kit's got, I'll throw a link in there, but it's got tons of little screwdrivers, bits, and they're small. They're a lot smaller than what you have in what you put in a cordless drill or an impact driver. And this little thing, I love this. You can really reach down into holes, and the thing won't fall out of there. It's got a little retainer on it. You really reach down in between circuits, or if you're working on trying to take a motherboard out of something, great reach. So I highly recommend this. It's like 20 bucks. It's pretty cheap. And this thing comes out and you can put your bits in here as well, so you don't need all of this. But there's actually a flexible drive. I've never used it, but there's a flexible drive that comes in the kit. You need to go around corners or something. I don't really have a use case for that, but anyway. It's an ORIA, O-R-I-A, not certain. Okay, now we need to mount the actual radio, which is over here in this pile of stuff. Okay. All right, this is the, no. No, how does I do that? Let's go in there. Are you kidding me? Okay, so it goes on that side. Like I say, I've been working on a certification, and evidently I'm more scatterbrained than I thought I was, because that bracket's in the wrong spot. It mounts on this side. It's reversed in the camera. So yeah, I did all that and I gotta take it back apart. Okay, so with the magic of editing, I'll remove all the taking it back apart and putting it back together in the right order. So that's what it looks like. Here's be the front. VHF radio will be under here. HF radio will be right there. I will spare you the details of me probably having to do this again because I've messed something else up, and I will just flip over and it'll be done. Like that. Okay, most of you probably know this trick. If you don't, I'm going to show it to you. So I need to run this nut all the way up, and I don't really want to do it by hand. So I'm going to hook a drill to it and figure out which way it needs to turn the other way. And of course, there's what that sticker was. It's going to get in there and jam everything up. So this tiny little thread doesn't take much to get that thing jammed up. Okay. I'm going to apologize in advance in case I bump the tripod. I'm going to work around you so that I can show you that I'm going to put, you can see in there I've got a washer and a nut on this side. And I'm going to put a nut and a washer on this side, and then a washer and a nut on that side, so I can essentially use this and get a good tight connection here that won't be slack in either direction. Then I can do the same thing with the top of the case, so that will essentially be a static bar that is adjustable, so it won't pop around. Washers aren't probably really necessary here, but I've got them anyway. This back one may be real fun. Oh yeah, it's gonna be real fun. I'm not gonna lie and say I did it on the first shot. I had to go in there with a soldering iron. Let's give it a little bit of pointer and melt some of that plastic away. If I had more time, I would reprint this with a relief here, but yeah, whatever. So I melted that away a little bit, got the nut down in there, ran that in, then tighten this nut up as a jam nut. And so this little piece of metal is clamped. Here, let me keep it on the shot here. This little metal is clamped between there, and this little guy, of course, runs over here to a flat washer. I do need a flat washer over here to spread the load because this plastic is a lot weaker than that metal bracket. And then on the outside of that is just the nut pushed up against the side of this. I don't think it'll ever turn. Once I'm done, though, I probably will goop on some hot glue and grind this head off smooth. Just some hot glue just to keep that from ever backing off. I could also just take a center punch and brad that. Although if I ever need to take this off, I'll probably take this off and then drop the whole shelf out and not mess with this guy. So I probably really won't mess with that. I won't actually try to permanently fix that. But the fact that it's below the runners here, this should never be bumped. And I'm not going to be throwing this around because it's got, you know, $1,000 and then another $150, $200. This whole thing will be $1,500 to $2,000 worth of kit. I'm not going to be throwing it around in the back of the truck, not in the bed. This will sit in the cab of the truck, and it'll get deployed to a safe environment once I get one established. I'll probably take you along and show you the setup. I've got my pre-deployment assignment, so I'll probably go ahead and show you all of that in future videos during the eclipse and my setup an operating station. So that is a lot more rigid now. Most of the weight of this radio, well, half the weight of this radio is on this little drop rod, and the other half is on this side of this bracket. I'll have to go and bolt that back on fully, but it doesn't flex much. I've got enough room. The speaker is up here. I believe, yeah, most of well, there's an air intake up here, so it'll pull air in here and out the back. And then I got the speaker, and I got plenty of room up there for sound to escape. I've got to keep it in shot here. And then next thing I'll do is I'm going to bolt this in, and then the fun part of the next video is going to be getting the power set up for this. I've got a power supply that I got to put in here, and I'm going to set a diode so that the power, yeah, the power supply, it has a charger on it, but then the output is going to go, it's going to charge some batteries. I got to figure out how that works, so that I want to put a set of diodes and some super caps between the batteries and the power supply and this. So the hope with the super caps is if there's any noise from that little switch mode power supply, I want to isolate it. They'll come through the rectifiers, diodes, and then so there shouldn't be any AC. That should stop the AC. It may be a pulse DC at that point, and then of course the super caps are going to take that pulse out, and then we'll feed into these. And then these have got, I'm sure these have got power conditioning as well. But I want to try to get the power coming to these radios as clean as possible. Whether I'm running on battery, I'm running on like a 12 volt input coming from like my truck or another battery bank, or if I'm coming from a computer outlet. I have one here laying around here. It'll just be a plug. There'll be a port on the back. It looks like it's an IEC plug. It's what you plug your desktop PC with. So that's going to be coming in future videos that will come out pretty quick, I hope, because I need to get on this pretty quick and get this knocked out. I'm supposed to test this during spring break. I want to go to the lake. I'm supposed to test this entire setup then. That's at the end of March, and then that'll give me a week to tweak anything, fix anything before Eclipse Week, which is the second week in April. So anyway, thanks for coming along. We'll see if we can get some more videos out, get some more information out, and we'll see you on the next one.